to come in. Also, we're gonna need this to go live on YouTube, so let's give that a couple of seconds to happen. YouTube takes a little longer to start than Twitch and D Live. Wow, we got 3 people in here already. Well, good morning, folks. All right, and we just went live on YouTube, so now we're live on all platforms. Give people just a few moments to roll on in here, then we'll go ahead and continue right where we left off last time with "It's dark outside when I wake up next, but something's wrong." Hey, Manu. Alright, we got 5 people in here. People are rolling on in. So, I think we can go ahead and get started. So, good morning, everyone. In the last time that we were playing World of Dreams, we got started. It was... I pointed out that this is a pretty interesting idea for a mod about somebody sort of getting transferred into the DDLC world and having to go through the original story and sort of having no idea how he got there or how he's going to get back. Pretty interesting idea. If you didn't see my playthrough, my part 1 playthrough, go ahead and watch it to see exactly what we got to. Wealby, this is your first time watching me? Well, happy to have you here, man. Man, we got 8 people watching now. Dang. A lot of y'all were excited for World of Dreams, huh? Well, let's just dive right in. It's dark outside when I wake next, but something's wrong. I feel terrible. My stomach is doing loops and gurgling. I look at Meiji's phone. 4:39 a.m. I try and calm my stomach with deep breaths, but no dice. I rush to the toilet and the contents of my stomach come up. Last night's egg sandwich must have been bad. Whoops. Ha! Right. Okay, the screen. It was on the wrong... okay, here we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Here. Let's go back to the front then. Sorry about that, folks. Here we go. I'll start over, guys. Alright, here we go. It's dark outside when I wake next, but something's wrong. I feel terrible. My stomach is doing loops and gurgling. I look at Meiji's phone. 4:39 a.m. I try and calm my stomach with deep breaths, but no dice. I rush to the toilet and the contents of my stomach come up. Last night's egg sandwich must have been bad. Or the melon soda. Eventually there's nothing left. I cough and spit up what remains in my mouth. Damn, why today? Meiji? Meiji, are you okay? Meiji? Hey, Mom. What happened? Are you okay? Yeah, I guess that egg sandwich last night was bad or something. I hid to the sink and washed my mouth out and splashed some cold water on my face. Meiji's mom walks over and puts her forehead to mine. You do feel a bit warm. She rummages through a drawer beside the sink and pulls out a digital thermometer. After a while, she takes it out. No fever, but I'm still not comfortable sending you to school. That settles it. No school for you, young man. Oh, no. That is not good. It's just food poisoning. That doesn't matter. You need to rest and let your body heal. If you're feeling better tomorrow, you can go. It's probably a bad idea to talk back to her more on the matter. Plus, she might get suspicious if I want to go to school. Heh, sweet, no school. This isn't an excuse to goof around. I fully expect you to get plenty of rest today. Go back to bed now. Okay, Mom. She ushers me back to the bedroom. Stay here for a bit. She rushes back out. While I'm waiting, Meiji's dad comes in.
Meiji, is everything okay?
Yeah, sorry for waking you again, Dad.
Try not to make a habit out of it. We both still have to get up for work in an hour.
I laugh a bit. I'll try.
Where's your mom?
She went downstairs to get something.
I swear, that mother of yours can be quite a handful sometimes.
Is that so? Meiji's mom comes back with a glass of pale green liquid. Drink this. She hands it to me, then turns back to her husband. How am I a handful, huh? Uh-oh.
Dear, you know I didn't mean anything by it.
I know what you mean.
Minako.
But you know me, I'll always worry about our kids. I watch as Tatsuo hugs his wife. I take a sip of what Meiji's mom gave me. Whoa, this is ginger ale. I didn't know they had it in Japan. My own mom used to give me this whenever I had a stomach bug. Meiji's parents move apart from the hug. These two, so cute. Now go to sleep, sweetie. You need your rest.
We'll call the school later and let them know you won't be coming in today.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. See you later. Love you, Meji. Love you too, Mom.
Good night, Meji.
Good night, Dad. I lay back down and turn off the alarm before going back to sleep. I wake a few hours later with sunrise coming in from the window. Meji's mom must have opened at this time. The clock says 7:12 a.m. It's about time you woke up. We gotta get to school. Nope, not today. Oh crap, here we go again. Again? Oh wow, are we sick? Once again I rush to the toilet. Damn it, why did it have to be today of all days? Wait, couldn't this be a good thing though? Changing things, I mean. I don't know. My Tatsuo voice makes him sound like a Viking. Well, those of you that watched the last stream, you probably heard me give him a similar voice. And some people noticed that it sounded remarkably similar to my Colonel Sanders voice from the KFC dating sim game that we played not too long ago. Which we're probably going to play, in all likelihood, we're going to play again this week. Probably Tuesday. Anyway. I go to the kitchen. On the counter, there's a note and a couple of cans of chicken broth. Meji, please boil up some of these and sip on it during the day. Hopefully it'll help. Love, Mom. That woman, what a worrywart. I like her. I grab the mug, look over and see that Meji's mom had put broth in a small pan and left it on low already. I'm surprised she didn't make porridge. Yeah, that's irrelevant. I put some of the warm broth into the mug, then open another can and pour it into the pot. There's too many variables here. Today was the day Sayori tricks you into joining her club. She was going to bribe you with cupcakes. My mouth waters at the mention of cupcakes, but it's quickly countered by a rumbling in my stomach. There's nothing we can do about it, right? We're sick. We can't do anything about it. The doorbell rings. A muffled voice calls out, Meji, are you in there? Hurry up or we'll be late. I head to the door. Opening it, I peek out. Sayori is waiting there expectantly, bag in hand and jogging in place like she's ready to run at moment's notice. Hey, Sayori, sorry, but I can't today. I have a nasty case of food poisoning. Mom told me to stay home today. What? Are you okay? I feel terrible, but I'm not contagious. I just need a day to let whatever's inside me pass. I'm sorry I won't be able to walk you to school today. No, it's okay. You focus on getting better, alright? I'll stop by when club is over. I will. After I finish this broth, I'm off to rest. Alright, get better soon, hear me? I will. Take care. Oh, by the way, Sayori, you know that club that you mentioned a few times before? You know, it sounds like you and the other members are actually really cool. Maybe once I get better, I can join the club. I mean, that would be the best thing to do right now. You too. Sayori makes her way down the hill, and he didn't do what would have been the best thing to do if he honestly wants to play the story the way that it originally was intended as much as possible. Metro King, you just watched the meta series again? Well, thanks, man. I appreciate the viewership. I head back inside, rinse off the mug, and place it next to the pan. Well, since we have some time, we can finish those specials and the OVA, but then we should come down here for rest for the rest of the day. Okay, sounds good to me. I head back upstairs, turn on my laptop, and proceed to spend the next couple of hours watching the specials on the OVA. When that's done, I see it's around 9:30 in the morning. The little bit of broth I had isn't sitting well, so I rush to the toilet and do what needs to be done. After I clean up, I turn off my laptop, grabbing the school bag, carry it downstairs to the couch along with a blanket. Alright, so, no, Wayubi, the reason that I read this fast is because, I know that mods, they're kind of getting lengthier and lengthier and lengthier these days, and because I don't want to spend, 7 or 8 streams going through a single mod, I try to read them fast. Anyway, here we go. I get myself situated on the couch, and after grabbing another mug of broth, I sit down. You can sleep if you want, or you can read with me. I pull out the first issue of Parfait Girls and turn to the first page. This is manga. No way, I'm going to sleep. No way I'm going to sleep, but if you pull out that other book, I'm sleeping. Fair enough. I read slowly so Meiji can get the plot as well. It starts out as a typical cutesy slice of life. The 4 girls were all friends who enjoyed a love of cooking and baking. While their taste in food differed considerably, one thing they all agreed on was that parfait was the superior dessert, and they thoroughly enjoyed making them together. In their last year of high school, the 4 girls left their respective clubs and decided to start a cooking club up again. The volume ended with the 4 girls looking over the new club room, one of the school's auxiliary kitchens. Ooh, this mangaka's mangaka? This mangaka's good. I reach for the second volume, but my stomach has other plans. When I get back, I fill the mug again and sit back down. Thoughts so far? I'll be honest, it didn't look like something I'd normally read. I'm more into action and isekai, but it looks interesting so far. Just a slice of life. Just slice of life is kind of relaxing. Agreed, let's switch to Portrait of Markov. Why are you so insistent on reading that book? It's a book Yuri enjoys, and we need to make friends with all of them the same. Or with all of them. Same with Parfait Girls. It's an important manga to Natsuki. I don't exactly like the idea, but fine. I have a somewhat basic idea of the story, but wow, this story is good. The main character in the book, named Fujiko, was a high school girl who, after the disappearance of her father, finds out she has a twin sister who lives in a smaller rural area in Hokkaido. The first scene was her inner thoughts while she took a bullet train from the Sapporo airport to a small town called Yuna, where she's greeted by her younger sister named Masai. Even in that first chapter, I imagine Yuri as the protagonist and easily picture her being like that. Fujiko was worrying the entire train ride there on how to best introduce herself to the sister she never knew she had. In contrast, Masai was very upbeat and friendly, acting more as an older sister to her new sibling. The town they lived in had one school that catered to every grade from elementary to high school, one small library, a few restaurants, and one grocery store. As she's exploring the town one day, a car driving away from a bunch of police cars ran into a pole near her. An older woman got out and stumbled over to Fujiko, muttering something about a third eye before clutching at Fujiko's shirt, leaving a bloody handprint on it. The police officers asked her what the woman said, but Fujiko was too traumatized to speak, only shaking her head. After she calmed down, she said that the woman didn't say anything other than something about a third eye. The police officers let her go at that point. I look at the clock, and it shows that it's just past 11 in the morning. Why don't we take a bath? Agreed. Great, but first I grab my laptop again. I take it upstairs and place it in its hiding place, charging underneath the desk, underneath an old bag. I then head downstairs. With Meji's help, I set up the bath and warm water begins to fill the tub. While the tub is filling, I grab my phone and Bluetooth speaker, I put on some soft Japanese music and lay down in the bath. When the tub is full, I turn it off and lay there, eyes closed. 10 minutes pass. So, what's the plan now? I'm not sure. Right now, I just want to get through today. I'm not sure what's going to happen, and I'm a bit scared. No, scratch that. I'm scared out of my skull. Alright, dude, calm down. We'll get through this. You've been helping out a lot, so let me try and help you. I'm sorry, I just have no idea how to handle this situation. The entire first day of the game won't happen now because of my foolish mistake in eating that. Stop. Whoa, I almost heard that. He sighs. You didn't do anything wrong. You're helping me reconnect with Sayori, and while I'm not sure I would have done everything you did, you've been acting as much like me as possible. Thanks for that. I feel a bit better. Not physically, but I feel a little bit more prepared. Good, so what are you thinking about? Man, I don't know. I'm wondering if the scene from the first day will go similarly if we go to the club a day or two later. If it does, all we're missing is a day, but I don't know if Monica already knows where she is now or not. What do you mean? Here's the thing. On the first day, Monica assigns the club a task to write poems to share. Since this is a dating game, all the player does is choose 20 random words that appeal to Sayori, Yuri, or Natsuki. And the others actually write poems. Monica's poem on the second day kind of implies that she knows her world is nothing more than a game. I don't know if she knew it was a game from the start or if she discovered it in between the first and second day. Wait, only the 3? Why wasn't Monica there? She doesn't have her own route. What? Why? You'd have to ask the creator. Honestly, it's her story that made me the most upset. Don't get me wrong, I feel for the other girls' struggles, and I'm not belittling them, but Monica, she deserves happiness just as much as the others. Oh, we're getting into this argument, huh? You know, I was just having this conversation with somebody on my, on my Discord yesterday about whether Monica actually deserves any sympathy after everything that she did. I was with one person who was definitely on the pro-Monica side, and another person that said that as soon as she started manipulating her friends, that he lost all sympathy for her and had no desire to appease her in any way, shape, or form. And, you know, I mean, that conversation has been had 100 times in 100 different ways, so it's about what you expected it to be. But yeah, it's just funny. I was talking about this just yesterday with 2 people on my Discord server. I think you... Webby says, I think I'd be coughing from my dry throat if I voiced as much as you are right now. Caesar, you should have a glass of water next to you in case your mouth feels dry. You know, if I need it, I'll get it. Oh, now I see. I can almost feel his smirk. What? You're going after Monica, aren't you? Not that it's any of your business, but now that I'm here, I'm not going to neglect her. I don't want to neglect any of them. I don't want to see them die. Okay, so we know which team Morbius is on here. Morbius seems very pro-Monica here. Alright. I hit the side of the tub angrily. I could barely handle it when they died on the screen. I think I'd break down if I saw it in real life. Do you always get like this when you're sick? Meji sounds concerned. I take a breath and splash water on my face, forcing myself to calm down. Not always, but how would you react if you knew what was going to happen in the next couple of days and only had one chance to change things? I can't say I understand completely, but I do get why you're nervous. Luckily, you're not alone. I may not know as much about the game, but I can try and help however I can. And if what you say is right, we can try and get Monika's help. I certainly hope so. The two of us lay there for a half hour in silence, listening to the music. After that, I get out, drain the water, and dry off. After using the toilet again, I head back down into the living room and put on some clean pajamas. I don't know about you, but I'm too tired to read anything. Constantly throwing up is tiring out this body. I feel it too. Let's sleep. I turn on the music again and lie down. The couch is incredibly comfortable, and I find myself quickly drifting into unconsciousness. I wake later, no dreams, that's unusual. I normally have dreams whenever I'm sick. Oh crap, once more onto the breach. After I'm done, I come back and lay back down. Meji wakes up. Hey, we okay? That sandwich really messed us up. This sucks. More rest then? Yep. I yawn and close my eyes again. My music is still going, and it soothes me. I'm just about to sleep when someone opens the door. Someone walks in. Did Meji's mom come back early? It's Sayori, isn't it? Shh, be quiet. Yep, called it. Knew it. Sayori, what the hell? He's probably still asleep. Did Sayori bring the other club members? Hey, what's Sayori doing here? Oh my god, okay. Did Sayori bring these club members, who at this point are kind of still strangers to Meji here, into the house, into his house? Because that kind of sounds like what's going on here. No idea, let's listen. Are you sure about that? Yep, that's Yuri. Do you think it was a good idea to come here? He hasn't met any of these girls. What, man, Sayori is bold. And, okay, so Yuri came, which, honestly, given how shy Yuri is in the original game, the fact that she would come here to meet a sick stranger just at Sayori's beck and call is a little bit surprising. This voice sounds more mature and deeper. It couldn't be. Yeah, it's Yuri. Where do I put these? So I'm assuming that's Natsuki. Whoever voiced that harsh whisper has a... Yep, that's not... And Natsuki... Wow. Alright, this is a little less believable than some of the other stuff. It's, to me, and you can disagree, to me it seems like a little bit far-fetched of an idea that Yuri and Natsuki would just come over to this stranger's house at Sayori's beck and call. Put them in the kitchen. I'll show you where. I don't move. 3 pairs of feet walk past me into the kitchen. So Monika's not here. Unless you want to make the argument... the only way that you can make this kind of believable is if you want to make the argument that because this is a dating sim game, inevitably the game is going to find a way to get the girls to come see the MC. If you look at it from that perspective, and if that's the route that the mod is going for, then that makes it a bit more believable. But from what I've seen, it seems more like the game has become more like reality, and therefore the girls are less dictated by the script. But I don't know. We'll see. Wait, only 3? I've got a sneaking suspicion on where the owner of the 4th pair is. I gently open my eyes. Well, my sneaking suspicion was that Monika wasn't there because of the 3 routes being, you know, the 3 girls from the original game. But okay, Monika's creepily staring at the MC, which I guess, you know, yeah, that makes sense. But I feel like Monika would be a little more subtle about it. But I mean, it makes sense. No doubt about it. That's definitely, well, no shit. She's way too close. I move back only to hit my head against the couch's armrest. Ow, damn it. You okay, Caesar? Yeah, just startled is all. I'm so sorry, Chizu-san. I didn't mean to startle you. I read the back of my head as I sit up. No, it's not your fault. Sayori, get in here. That sounded angrier than I meant it to sound. Oh, Meji, you're awake. Are you okay? Are you feeling any better? A bit confused right now. What's going on? Well, Sayori, what's going on in there? The other 2 girls walk in. I've seen Yuri already, but who is the blonde girl? Wait a minute. This is coming from the player's perspective. So shouldn't he already know? Shouldn't he just be like, whoa, Natsuki has weird hair. Wait, the ribbons on her head and the twin tails and her flat posture. Well, that's all, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty obvious. Natsuki is a blonde. I turned to Sayori slowly. Sayori explained, well, I wanted to get you to join my club today, so I was going to invite you, but then you got sick. I couldn't wait for you to meet the club, though, so I brought them here. Whoa, I did not expect this from Sayori. Man, a little bit of a selfish move there, Sayori. I mean, Meji's sick right now. You're just going to bring a bunch of strangers into his house and be like, hey, I want you to meet my club members. It's not going to be difficult for you to socialize at all in your condition, right? But again, it seems like Morbius confirmed my my call that it's because this is a dating sim game, so the girls are going to be naturally compelled to come and talk to the MC. Me neither. This is an unexpected move for her. It's too aggressive. Meiji, be mindful. Let them make the first move. So you brought them here instead? Are you mad at me? I sigh, rub my eyes a bit, then look up at her with a smile. No, I'm not mad at you. You're my bestest friend. Even if I did, I couldn't stay upset for long. Are we bothering you? No, it's alright. I slowly sit up. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Shizu Meiji, Sayori's neighbor and best friend. It's a pleasure to meet you too. Sayori is telling us nothing but good things about you during club meetings. What do you mean I only pay attention to Twitch? I'm trying to go back and forth, between the chat, which this is all 3 chats, and, like, this is YouTube, DLive, and Twitch, and the game. Seriously, Sayori, this sick boy is who you choose? So much for a nice club atmosphere. Okay, did Sayori not mention that Meiji was sick? You didn't tell me the other girls were this cute, dude. I mean, wow. Huh, that's strange. What is it? The fact that these incredibly cute girls showed up to my house? Well, that too, but I meant this conversation. It's nearly identical to the way it goes in the original game. No, it's not. Alright, let's see how it goes. I didn't add that on Meiji's, I don't add on that Meiji's following the script a bit too. Better keep an eye on that. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back to the other girls. Anyway, this is Muramoto Natsuki from Class 3C, always full of energy. And this is Yoshika Yori. Oh, so he gave them last names. Yoshika Yori from Class 3E, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. What is it? Maybe it's just me, but Yoshika-san kind of seems like the type who has a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Muramoto-san. She does. Don't think any less of her. She's extremely intelligent, and we're going to need her help to see if we can let you take control for a bit. And you already know our club president, Asano Monica from Class 3D, right? Well, this one, I mean, I guess they had to give her a Japanese last name, but it was determined in the original game that Monica actually is more of a Latin name. So, I don't know. I guess you could only go one way or the other on that one, like give her a Japanese name or a more Latin last name. But okay, whatever. 3D? Really? Of course she has that classroom. Yeah, cute pun. Yes, nice to see you again, Shizu-san. Sorry again about the head. Are you okay? Does it hurt still? Well, that's new. No, it's not hurting as bad as before, and don't be sorry, it wasn't your fault. I smile back at her. My heart's really going doki doki right now. She really is very beautiful. Wow. Wait, you guys know each other? We were in the same class last year, but we didn't really talk, like, ever, right? Hardly ever. Well, we're gonna have to fix that. Meiji, do you feel well enough to have some cupcakes? Probably not the best thing to have when you have food poisoning, cupcakes. I put a hand on my stomach, taking deep breaths. You know, I do feel better than before. A cupcake does sound good. I've only had chicken broth today. I'll get them. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, got a little too excited. Natsuki and Sayori head to the kitchen. Sayori practically giddy with excitement. Shizu-san, is it okay if I make some tea as well? It might help you feel better. Assuming you have some kind of tea set. Do you guys have a tea set? Sayori knows where all the tea stuff is. We haven't moved it since she was last here. Oh, of course you can. Sayori knows where our tea set is. Thank you, Shizu-san. Well, alone with Monica. What should I ask her? I've got it. So, Asano-san, I'm curious. How come you decided to make a new club? You're pretty talented. Excuse me, you're pretty talented already. You could be a high-ranking member of any of the major clubs at the school. Weren't you pretty high up in the debate club last year? Monica sits a respectful distance away on the other couch. Well, if I'm honest, I hate big club politics. She picks up Portrait of Markov and looks over it nonchalantly. Well, I was in that club, but it's nothing but arguments on budgets, publicity, and preparing for events. Don't get me wrong, the debating part of the club was fine and all, but I wanted to form something based around something I enjoy and try to make it something special out of it as well. And if that encourages people to get into literature, then I'm already making that dream into a reality. Subtle, Monica, really subtle. Seems like she knows already. I'm just going to have to keep taking your word for this, aren't I? You weren't already? Yep. Well, that's certainly an admirable goal. Sayori said you're a great leader, and from what I've heard of you and remember about you from last year, I believe it. But how come your club doesn't have more members? I mean, I get you're still kind of new, but I'd have thought there were more people in our school into literature than just the 4 of you. Well, you have to understand, not many people are willing to put in the effort to start something brand new, especially with something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. It's a lot of work trying to convince people that you're fun and worthwhile, but that just makes school events like the Culture Festival that much more important. I'm hopeful that we can grow this club before we graduate. Admirable, and I hope that dream gets realized. Monica starts to reply, but Natsuki re-enters tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? I have no idea. I give Monica a sideways glance. I can almost see a flirtatious rising of her shoulder. Ta-da. Whoa. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray. I hadn't seen the cupcakes in the game. They were described as cats, but the craftsmanship I see is beyond anything any normal high school senior can make. The cupcakes themselves are soft and white, and with the multicolored frosting having been poured on expertly. The image of cute kittens were probably painted on with some sort of brush made for that purpose. The whiskers are made of chocolate icing, and bits of chocolate sprinkles make up the ears. So cute. I had no idea you were this good at baking, Natsuki. Heh, well, you know, just hurry up and take one. I didn't make them to be stared at all day. Sayori grabs the first one and immediately inhales it. So good. I grab one, then look over at Natsuki, who's sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for us to take a bite? Yeah, she is. I make a show of looking over the cupcake. You know, this cupcake is pretty professionally made. How long have you been baking, Muramoto-san? Long enough to know how to make good pastries. Fair enough. By the way, I find it incredible that the player is able to take these new names, these brand new last names that he just heard, and, you know, just like spot on match them with the girls without having to remember any of them. I finally bite down. Wow. The game did not do this justice by a long shot. The cupcake itself is light and fluffy, but not overly sweet like some are. The frosting, I hate this cliche, but in this case, melting in my mouth is a perfect description. The chocolate and vanilla flavors don't clash, but blend well with each other. Suddenly aware of how hungry I am, I devour it very quickly. What? My cupcake. Be careful, dummy. Slow down. He's eating your cupcake, and you say, my cupcake. What? I haven't had much to eat today, only the broth that Mom left me this morning. I grab a napkin from the small stack that Sayori brought in and wipe my mouth. Although I think one is enough for me for now, I hope it's okay if I take a few later. Do what you want. It's not like I've definitely heard this before. Made them for you or anything. Well, yes and no, because she made them for the new member that Sayori was saying was going to be here, but she didn't make them for Meiji personally. You're right, she is a classic tsundere. That's some impressively weird logic she has there. Told ya. I humbly accept these gracious offerings to my poor wounded stomach. I take 2 more. Well, Wayobi, if that's the case, then why didn't she say my cupcake when Sayori ate hers? That, and I feel like if somebody is just devouring food that you made, then that's a compliment, not an insult. Yuri returns carrying a tea set. Here we are. I'm surprised, though. This tea set is nearly identical to the one we keep in the club. Hold up, you keep a whole tea set in the club room? Don't worry, the teacher... Okay, that's a mistake. You keep a whole tea set in the club room. This isn't the club room. Also, this is at Meji's house. This is Meji's tea set. So Yuri does not keep this tea set. So, probably an oversight. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. And the teachers would not give, they would not need to give Yuri permission to use Meji's tea set in his own house. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Heh, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. I'm not intimidated, I'm impressed though. I gave Yuri a kind smile. That's not... Yuri looks away, looking a bit insulted. I meant that, you know. It's alright, Yoshika-san. I do enjoy a good cup of tea, and I'm sure my stomach could use it too. I'm glad, especially today. We're not bothering you too much, I hope. No, not at all. I'm feeling better than I did. If all goes well, I'll be at school tomorrow. As Yuri begins pouring tea, Meiji speaks up. This isn't normal, not normal at all. 4 girls willingly coming over to a sick boy's house, not normal. I mean, I'm not surprised Sayori came over, but why these other girls? Not that I mind, but still. No argument here, but then again, this is supposed to be a dating sim game. I wouldn't be surprised if their affection stats are higher than normal humans. Either that or the script had to improvise. When Yuri's done pouring the tea, I take a cup, blow on it, and sip. The taste isn't too strong and feels soothing as it flows down my throat. Ah, that really hits the spot. Thank you, Yoshika-san. The players talking about the club in general, not about Meiji's house. They didn't talk about the club in general. Like, Yuri, nobody else at any point brought up, hey, we always have tea in the club room. She carried in the tea set. She carried in his tea set into the living room, and then he just says, whoa, you keep a tea set in the club room? That's why the connection is lost there. That line from point A to point B doesn't make any sense. There's a disconnect there. It's easy to fix, but there still is a disconnect. Think nothing of it. Oh, by the way, there's no need to stand on ceremony with us. It's perfectly alright to call everyone by their first names. Not mine. Natsuki, don't be rude to a sick person. It's fine, I'm flexible, Morimoto-san. Good. You can all call me by my first name too if you want. So Meiji, what are your literary interests? She indicates the books on the table. I assume you read manga. For a long time, and I still do. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Just like in the game, she looks like she wants to say something but keeps quiet. However, I've read a few other things as well. Like I told Sayori recently, I read Sense and Sensibility just for a change of pace. And then yesterday I picked up this book at the bookstore. I hold up Portrait of Markov. Is it a good idea to be showing Yuri that you willingly picked up the book? That's kind of drifting away from the script a little bit. I've already read a bit into it. It's a good read so far. I've also read some of J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth fantasy books, and I even read C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia and his space trilogy. Well, it's good you're trying to expand your horizons. How about you? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim for a teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. You mentioned Tolkien earlier. His books are longtime favorites of mine. The level of creativity and craftsmanship he put into the world amazes me to no end. Same with other books with similar world building. But what impressed me more about that book series is how he was able to tell such a human story within such a vast world. I agree, even in manga, there can be complex worlds and incredible world building. I've even taken a stab at creating my own world, and I've come to respect those who do it a lot more. I feel like that's a nod to all DDLC modders out there. It takes a lot of intelligence and foresight. Yuri nods in agreement. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. It's pretty amazing how an author can take advantage of the reader's lack of imagination and throw them for a loop. I've been reading a lot of horror lately, coincidentally. Yuri picks up Portrait of Markov. This one is one of my favorites. Well, don't spoil it for me. I won't. First-hand experience of a book without knowing the plot is always the best. Horror? I didn't expect that from you, Yuri, especially for someone as gentle and caring as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. As opposed to physical horror, I mean, that makes sense. Those types rely on cheap scares. Exactly. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes start over to me for a split second as if she's looking for a backup. I get where you're coming from, Morimoto-san. I have a love-hate relationship with horror. Anytime I watch anything related to horror, I have to sleep with the covers over my head for fear of monsters I know are not there. Mind and emotions are two different aspects of the human psyche. We can know that ghosts and monsters don't exist, but our emotions tell us otherwise. Even then, I found myself drawn to horror when the mood strikes me. Exactly. Well, except for the acting like a kid part and hiding under the covers. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Monica reaches into her blazer pocket and pulls out a scrap of paper. Wait, she isn't going to say anything about the title? Who gave you permission to look at it? I had to find out who it belonged to. Heh, your cupcakes, your poems, they all scream cute, just like you. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Sayori cut Morimoto-san some slack. Eh? There are a lot of people who think being called cute names, being cute means they're not being taken seriously. I ruffle Sayori's hair playfully. Well, okay. Again, you're kind of drifting away from the script a little bit here. You know, yes, it's very obvious from the beginning that Natsuki doesn't like to be called cute, but that's part of... that's part of the route. That's part of doing her route. So, I mean, well, I guess, well, the player seems to want to find a way to do a route with Monica while at the same time saving everybody else. But he was so worried about deviating from the original script that now just immediately coming to, hey, you shouldn't call her cute. When in the original game, basically he got Natsuki to the point where she was deciding that it wasn't that bad for people to call her cute when you do her route. It's a little bit deviating. Anyway, I'm sorry, Natsuki, I didn't know. Forget it, it's fine. Muramoto-san, you write your own poems? Eh? The question seems to disarm her a bit. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I just ask because I do on occasion. It's quite an interesting change of pace. I don't have many poems, but what I do have, I gladly share with the club for critiquing. I'd also like to see yours if I can. No. Color comes to her cheeks. Really? How come? You wouldn't like them. You sound so certain. How do you know what I do and don't like? I pick up both Parfait Girls and Portrait of Markov. Well, if the player was trying to make the script not go like normal, then he could have very easily on Monday asked Sayori, hey, can I join your club? Or even this morning, he could have asked Sayori, hey, can I join your club? So it seems like, if he is right now trying to make the script not go like normal, then it seems to me like sometimes he is and sometimes he isn't, which I think he would need to pick a lane in that regard. I pick up both Parfait Girls and the Portrait of Markov. If I can be reading both of these and enjoying them equally, what makes you think I won't enjoy your poems? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same way for Yuri. It's a shame, though. I was hoping to get people's opinions on my own poetry. Well, this... Okay, so this... Well, one, this is the player talking out loud right now. So Yuri and Monica just heard the player say, I guess it's the same for Yuri. Second, the player should already know this. That if the player is supposed to be thinking to himself right now, then he should already know that Yuri is shy about sharing her poetry. It's not something I do a lot of, but when I do, it's fun, and I would love to improve. Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems, too. After a few seconds of silence, I clear my throat. Turning to Monica, I hold up my hand in imitation of the gesture Monica would make in the game. Okay, Monica, I have an idea I want to run past you. I think we're thinking the same thing. Well, again, well, maybe they are trying, maybe the player is trying to make the script not run like normal, because I think, well, no, because earlier the player was all about letting the girls make the first move, so why wouldn't he let Monica be the one that says, hey, we should make an assignment where we write poems? So, I mean, which is it? Is the player trying to lead, or is he trying to let the girls lead the script here? It's, again, he seems to kind of be going back and forth here. I don't doubt it. Oh, why don't you two just make out already? It's obvious you like her. You really want me to kiss her while I'm standing in your body? Huh? No. Well, there you go. I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Message to Monica. Well, okay, well, if the player is trying to send a message to Monica, then again, why wouldn't he originally just go directly to Monica and see if she knows? And if the implications were that she did know, then he could just say, hey, listen, I know what this world is too. I'm trapped inside the MC's body here. I really need your help to get back. Don't murder anybody. Don't take over the game or anything like that. And then from there, the cards can fall where they may. So again, it's kind of like, well, does the player want to go through the game as it's originally intended? Or does the player want to set the mod on a different course for the purposes of making sure nothing bad happens? Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Meji? Monica gives me a knowing look. She's being as subtle as a brick through a window. Well, considering I never said freeze, I freeze. All the girls look at me expectantly. You know what? That is a good idea, and I'd love to contribute as your newest member. Their eyes light up, even Natsuki's. Really? Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, Sayori, I'm gonna puke. Stop. Tap out, tap out. Sorry. You're not just joining for the cupcakes, right? Not at all. They're a good selling point, I'll give you that. But I do want to try something new. DOKI S14 MO7. The reason they have different hair colors is that this is Doki World of Dreams. It's a mod where, yeah, everybody has different hair colors except for Monica because it's a different mod. This is not the meta series. You probably, so yeah. This isn't mine. This is somebody else. Night Fighter, it's kind of hard to tell if you're giving the mod criticism or the character itself. I'm just, I'm stating my observations, basically. Like, I'm not looking to directly criticize any one thing. I'm just trying to give my thoughts on what's happening in the mod. Then let's make it official. Welcome to the club. Monica's hand. Is Monica left-handed? No, there's a piece of paper in her hand. I take her hand and shake it. The paper is slipped into my hand. Thank you, Madam President. As we release hands, Monica asks me something new. Hey, Meji? Yeah? Sayori mentioned while we were coming here that you've read Sense and Sensibility. I raise an eyebrow. Yes, I have. Why? I was just wondering if I could ask your opinion on something. Is it okay? This wasn't something that was part of the game. Well, also, well, okay, Sayori may have mentioned it, but also Monica heard the player mention that that he had read Sense and Sensibility while they were here in the room. See, you're already changing things. It's been a while since I've read the book, but sure, I can try. Well, it's just about Edward keeping his engagement a secret from Eleanor. Was he right? I still say he should have told Eleanor. Natsuki, I keep telling you, he was an honorable man. He didn't want to dishonor his family name. You guys, as I see this, I get the distinct impression that Monica isn't just asking about the book. It might be she wants my opinion on secrets, like the one she's keeping from her clubmates. Well, it's a tough question to answer, if I'm honest. On the one hand, Yuri, you're right. He was honor-bound to his engagement to Lucy, but you're also right. Moromoto-san probably should have told Eleanor, but remember that he isn't perfect. Edward was pretty shy and didn't really pursue Eleanor that much in the beginning. It's the imperfections of the characters that make them all so intriguing. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy a manga or light novel so much if the main character was completely OP, unless it's done in an interesting and unique way, like the Cautious Hero light novel. I finished and noticed all the girls looking at me, but especially Sayori, who is completely dumbstruck. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent. No, it's okay, thanks for your opinion. I guess when you put it that way, it kind of makes sense, but he still should have said something. It's a slippery slope either way. Yes, it is. But at least they ended up together in the end, right? Yes, there is that. Okay, everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's somewhat unusual meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me. Meji, I really look forward to seeing how you express yourself. And get better soon. I grin and salute. Will do, Madam President. I begin to clean up. Oh, let us do that. She grabs the tray I'm about to take, and our hands touch. Her hand lingers longer than necessary. You've already done more than enough for us, I mean me. I purposely use a plural and act as if I made a mistake. Let me at least do something. I feel a sudden headache. I clutch my head. Geez, at least let us do something. Stop being such a stubborn boy. Yeah, alright. Sorry, Moromoto-san. Thanks for the help. I watch guiltily as the girls clean up. After a few minutes, the room's clean and the girls head out, except for Sayori. She comes in with another mug of warm broth and she puts it down, then sets the others off. I'll see you all tomorrow. She comes back in. I hope you're not mad at me for tricking you like that. Sayori, what did I say earlier? I'm your bestest friend. I ruffle her hair. I know you didn't mean any harm by it. You're just looking out for me and I appreciate it. Is it my fault that you're really sick? Why would she think that? Sayori, why would you think it's your fault? I made you get the snacks for me yesterday, and no, that's not why. I bought that egg sandwich for myself, and that one's all on me, right? Besides, you didn't make me. I wanted to get you snacks, alright? Meiji begins feeling guilty when he sees tears hug her. For once, I agree with him. But, what? I hold her closely, stroking her hair gently. No buts, Sayori. It was my mistake that got me sick. Nothing you did caused this. Okay, I'll trust you. You know what's best for me, after all. I break the hug. Sayori still looks like she's about to cry. Do you want to watch a movie with me? Good move. Sayori usually likes happy movies. I'm not surprised. Yes, I'd like that. I'll go choose one. I go to the spare bedroom and browse the collection of movies. I come across Ang Lee's movie version of Sense and Sensibility. Perfect. Really? That's the one you're going for? Trust me, I head back to the living room. Sayori's waiting for me. When I show her what I picked out, she smiles. They made a movie? They made a few movies. It's a famous and old book, after all. I set up the DVD player and sit back down. Sayori sits down next to me. Halfway through the movie, the door opens and Meji's mom walks in. Meji, how are you feeling? I pause the movie. Better. Not completely back to normal, but better. Meji's mom notices Sayori. Oh, hi, Sayori. Thanks for checking in on my baby boy. No problem, Chizu-san. Meji's mom is carrying a plastic bag. Inside, she pulls out a large drink. I got you a sports drink to help you feel better. If you've been eating anything, I had some of that broth throughout the day, and then a cupcake from one of Sayori's club members. Club members? I'll explain later, Mom. All right, what are you watching? Is that Sense and Sensibility? Yep. Oh, I know you love the movie. She sits on the couch. We can start over if you want. I don't mind either. I reach for the remote. You're so sweet, but you don't have to do that. I've seen it enough as it is. She leans back on the couch beside me. Go ahead. For the next hour, we watch the rest of the movie. I slowly sip the drink until it's gone. Meji even seems to enjoy it. The movie ends at about 7 in the evening. Oh no, I'd better get home or I'll be late for dinner. I'll see you to the door, dear. Sorry, thank you for everything you did today. I really had a lot of fun. You're welcome. Meji's mom walks her to the door and the two say their goodbyes. So what did Sayori do while I was gone? You said you'd tell me later. Well, it's later. Oh, well. I explained everything that happened. That's bold of her. But I'm glad. Your dad and I have been worried about you. You've been in your room a lot more recently, and we're scared you'd lose even the one friend you have. I made Mom and Dad worry, too. It's okay, dude, really. I feel my eyes tear up, but I forced them down. Mom, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. A pair of motherly arms wraps on it. She's... Okay, this seems like a little too emotional for a thing like this. I mean, if he feels a little bit guilty for making his parents worry, that's one thing, but it seems a little bit of a stretch to say that he would be getting so emotional he'd start crying over it. It's okay, sweetie. I'm just glad you found something new to try. You've got a great mom. She reminds me of my own. She gets a bit annoying and overprotective, but yeah, she's great. We both sit there for a while in silence. After a while, I open my eyes. It's nighttime. I don't remember falling asleep, but I must have. Somehow, my head is in Minako's lap now. I'm not sure what happened. I sit up a bit too quickly and rub my eyes. Mom, I'm a bit tired. Is it okay if I go to bed now? Just as long as you don't read more manga and go straight to bed. Promise. Good. I really wanted to continue reading Parfait Girls. He sounds reluctant to admit that last part. We can do that tomorrow in the club. Yeah, you're right. He sounds excited. I stand and grab the books. Good night, Mom. She kisses my cheek. I'll check in on you before I leave for work. Mom, I'll be fine. Let me worry, all right? I sigh, trying to sound more like a teen. Fine, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. I trudge back upstairs, put the books away, and collapse on the bed. What a long day. You're telling me. So what's the plan for tomorrow? I reach into my pocket and pull out Monica's note. We need to talk at your earliest convenience. Less than 3, love Monica. Well, looks like we're going to meet Monica at some point. Alright, but when? At our earliest convenience, obviously. I put the note in the bag. Good night. She could have included a phone number. I mean, they have phones in this world, apparently, so she could have included a phone number they could have texted. Or, I mean, he could have called her. I turn off the light and collapse onto the bed. I close my eyes and instantly fall asleep. That alarm is loud. Reaching over sleepily, I open the phone and shut it off. After I'm done, I'm about to head to the bedroom and change into the uniform when I hear noise from downstairs. Meji, is that you? Yeah, Mom. Are you feeling any better? I put my hand over my stomach. A lot better than before. Good, I made you some porridge for breakfast. Think you can eat it? I think so, yeah. Well, come on down, sweetie. I'm coming. I head down still in my pajamas. Meji's parents are sitting at the table drinking what I assume is coffee and eating their own breakfast. Third place at the table is set up with a bowl of porridge and a glass of what looks like orange juice. Good morning, Meji.
Morning there. Feeling better today?
I'm feeling much better, thanks, Dad. Do you want to stay home again today? Just say the word and I'll let the school know.
Ha ha ha, come on, dear. Cut the umbilical cord a little bit.
He's my baby. Meji's dad and I exchange a small, knowing look before he goes back to the paper. Meji's mom then nods at the breakfast in front of me. Here, try and eat this. Okay. I sit at the table. You slept all right? I didn't stay up late reading manga or watching anime again. She feels my forehead again. Mom, no fever at least. I groan and roll my eyes, but also smile a bit. Yeah, I slept well. No, I didn't stay up late. Well, if you go to your new club today, please just take it easy.
New club?
Sayori managed to get me to join her literature club.
Really? I'm proud of you, Meiji. Extracurricular activities are good for you. Plus, colleges like that sort of thing.
I'll be honest, Dad, I haven't really thought too hard about colleges, but I'm going to change that after the festival.
I'm glad to hear you're taking that seriously.
Me too.
What club is it?
It's the literature club.
Well, now isn't that something?
He smiles almost wistfully. I know that look, dear. You're reminiscing.
Yeah, I am.
What about?
You and Aiko being a part of the literature club. But didn't Sakura Academy's literature club shut down during Aiko's last year?
Sayori helped restart it with one of her friends.
Sayori's involved? Well, one more reason to join the club then. At least you'll have a friend there.
That's definitely a plus. Meji's dad leans forward.
By the way, Meiji, I hear you had some girls over yesterday.
I gulp. Yeah. Tatsu, sweetie, I told you what happened.
Hehe, I'm just teasing, dear.
Yeah. Sayori's pretty sneaky.
She is at that.
He finishes his coffee, and Meji's mom does so a few seconds later.
Well, we should get going. You too, Meji.
I'll head out soon. Meji's mom finishes cleaning hers and Tatsuo's dishes, putting them in the dish drainer behind the sink. See you later, sweetie. Love you. Love you too, Mom. The two grab their suitcases and head out. I quickly finish breakfast, clean my dishes, and leave them dry on the rack as well. I head upstairs to grab the uniform, but I remember I don't have a poem. I pull out my laptop and look for an old poem. I find a good one and transcribe it onto a scrap sheet of paper. Here we go. Seeing that it's 6:46, I decide there's plenty of time for a shower. As I start the shower, I feel Meji waking up. Hey, sleepyhead, you're finally awake. What time is it? It's almost 7. Your parents already left. I slept in that long. Why didn't you try and wake me? How would I do that? Shouting at myself to wake up? I'm not exactly ready to be taken away. Ho ho hee hee ha ha. Yeah, I guess not. Oh no. Oh damn it. What is it? We forgot to write a poem. Meji is practically screaming. Don't shout. I wrote one earlier this morning. Wait, you did? You were still asleep. I must have been. What was the poem? I'll show you later. It's an older one of mine. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't have much time to write anything, and I did say I wanted to see my older poems. We'll write a new one tonight. Meji sounds stoned. I was just trying to make him sound tired. We? Yeah, we. I didn't tell them about me yet, even though I meant to on the first day. Oh yeah, it slipped my mind too. When do we do it, and how? Leave it to me, alright? I say that with a confidence I don't feel at all. As I shower, my mind wanders. What do I do now? Do I keep lying? No, I really shouldn't. Well, would they believe me? I'm sure Monica would, but what about the others? You okay there? You're spacing out on me. Oh, damn, sorry. I begin to rinse off. Seriously, are you alright? Seriously, are you alright? And don't lie. I couldn't read your inner thoughts, but I could at least feel tension. Honestly, I'm tense as hell. I don't know if I should trust Monica or not. I don't know how to broach the subject of you and me without hurting Sayori. I hate not knowing what to do. You sounded so confident earlier, though. I didn't want you to worry. Dude, I haven't been in control of my own body for the past 3 days. All I can do is worry and think. Right, I'm sorry, Meji. I just, knowing what I know, and with the added stress of being sick and unintentionally hacking your body, or hijacking your body, it's a lot of pressure, you know? If we're going to be stuck together, you need to be more honest with me. Yeah, you're right, but that applies to you, too. I'll be more honest in the future. You'd better. I get dressed, and after making sure my poem is in my pocket, I grab the school bag and walk out. I head outside. Cooled. Cooled! It's cooled out here! Is October weather always this nice? It's not unheard of. I head to Sayori's house and almost walk in when the door opens. Meji? What are you doing here? I was going to wake you up if you were still sleeping, but it looks like you got up earlier. You haven't come by to do that in a while. Well, I aim to change that. We still have time, though, so let me help you clean up. I put my bag down and begin fixing her hair. Wait, didn't they say earlier, like, you know, on, like, during the weekends, didn't they say that they were going to start walking to school together? Avon, thank you for the lemon, man. Jeez, your hair is a mess. Hehehe. You know, it's funny. What's funny? I continue trying to straighten her hair. It's weird to have a friend who does these kinds of things with you. That was earlier than expected, but then again, this scenario did happen in the game. Ah, make her stop. This is embarrassing. I don't think it's weird at all. I reply to both Meji and Sayori. Believe it or not, I care about you. I only have moderate success with the hair. I notice some toothpaste stains on her collar. I subtly wipe it off while pretending to straighten her collar. I stand back and stroke my chin, looking at her with faux appraisal. That's good. Hey Sayori, I've always wondered. Why do you leave your blazer unbuttoned? I'm not telling you. Button it up for her. Trust me on this, it's better if we don't. Well, I guess I've gotten so used to seeing you in that blazer that it would be weird to see it buttoned up. But it does look a bit small on you. I tug on the sleeves. Couldn't you at least get a bigger one so it covers your arms? It's getting colder, you know. But I have my coat. I guess so, but you'd look a lot prettier with a properly fitting blazer. I feel Meji gets super embarrassed. You think I would? I would never say that. I'd think it. I do think that. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? I think that if he's telling you how to dress in a way so silly, then he's not worth your time. I never had a girlfriend myself, but if I did, she tried to change the way I dress in a manner such as that, I'd dump her so hard. It's not like you've been scolded by the teachers, and I don't think leaving the blazer loose is against any school dress codes. You think so? I do. I know if it were me, if we started dating, I'd be perfectly content letting you wear your blazer like that. If you didn't, not only would you be harder to find, but it's such a Sayori thing for you to do. So he went from protesting the blazer to now accepting the blazer. Meanie. Sayori, your little idiosyncrasies make you as cute as you are. What? You know what that word means? Now who's being the mean one? Come on, we've dawdled enough. We should get going or we're gonna be late. As we walk, Sayori speaks up again. Are you sure you're feeling okay to go to school today? You still don't look too well. Well, maybe Morimoto-san's cupcake cured me. I joke a bit before getting serious. I'll be honest, I don't feel quite back to 100%, but I feel good enough to come to school. Just don't expect me to do much today in the club. I don't think anyone will force you. More students join us on the road. As we approach the school, I see students heading in, along with Kozue. That's her. Wow, she's not a Gyaru anymore. She locks eyes with me and approaches. I step between her and Sayori. Go inside. Don't do anything stupid. I promised you I wouldn't, remember? Now go. Sayori begins walking to the school. Wait, I need to talk to both of you. Whatever you have to say, you can say to me. I'm afraid it can't. So I'm guessing what happened here is, whatever you have to say, it can wait. And then, she said, I'm afraid it can't, but then it changed. Then, he changed this one, but, not this one. Or maybe he meant this one to be, I'm afraid I can't. Alright, what is it? I'm sorry to the both of you. That was loud, we get a few stares. I thought you said you weren't going to say anything to her about me. Sayori leans in and whispers that into my ear. I didn't. After Monday, I went home and thought long and hard about what I had done. I even talked to my parents about it. They told me the same thing you did. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I just wanted to let you know I won't be acting like that from now on. Well, this is definitely not what I was expecting. Words are just words. Please prove your words with your actions. You have my word. I'll make it up to the two of you and everyone else. She heads inside quickly. Well, that was expected. Unexpected. I look over at Sayori and see that she's trembling. Sayori? Sorry, I guess I wasn't prepared for that encounter today. Come on, I'll walk you to your classroom. I take her inside, staying close just in case she collapses. Meiji leads me to Sayori's classroom, which is right next to Meji's. Thanks, Meiji. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. I take care of you because I care about you. I'll see you in the club later. I can't wait to read your poem. Me too. Later, Meiji. She sits in the second seat to the back next to the window. She's going to the protagonist's window seat like us. Wait, she's got the protagonist's window seat like us. What do you mean? You know how in school anime the male protagonist has that back corner window seat like we do? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Makes me wonder if the others have the same seats in their classrooms. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, guys, so we're almost an hour in, and I'm going to take a quick break. Gonna get some water in me, maybe some coffee in me as well, just give my voice a chance to rest. Then we're gonna do another hour or so. But yeah, I just need a few minutes to rest my voice, so I'll be back soon. And hold on, let me get up the ambiance page here. There we go. Semi-appropriate since we got Valentine's Day coming up. Alright guys, I'll be back in a few minutes. Actually, one thing. Let me also get some music here for us, so you guys aren't just looking at a blank screen, huh? Alright, there we go. Be back in a few minutes. Alright, folks, I'm back. We're going to be doing maybe another hour or so of World of Dreams here. Let me go ahead and shut off the music here. Alright. Now, I got some coffee in me, got some water in me, throat's feeling a little better. So, let's dive right back in, shall we? Let me make sure you guys can still see it. Okay, here we go. When I enter the classroom, a student approaches me. Hey, it's Sayonica! Wayobi has a question. Alright, what's your question, man? And, okay, we're meeting Sayonica today. Did you play ahead prior to playing this? No, I didn't. I didn't play ahead. Man, we're having all the... Are we gonna see... Well, actually, no. I'll be a little surprised if we see Sayuri in this eventually, because I don't believe I've made the Sayuri sprites public. Those of you that are unaware, like, I took the first original public Sayuri sprite and I made like an entire set of Sayuri sprites out of them, but I have not made them public, so that would actually surprise me if we wound up seeing Sayuri at some point. I'd be like, man, somebody must have really worked hard to get those sprites. Is it just me or did I hear you beatbox or hum along to the music Dreams of Love and Literature? I'll leave that up to your interpretation. Nah, no Sayuri. Okay. That would have surprised me. I would have been like, my question would have been, how the hell did you get those sprites? Because a lot of those are semi-originals by me. Anyway, here we go. Who's that? That's the class rep, Fujiwara Mori. No, that's Sayonica. Gotcha. Ah, yes I am. It was just some food poisoning. I'm not feeling quite back to normal, but I can at least come to class, no problem. Oh, good. Did you want the notes from yesterday? I made copies for you and Tani-san. Tani-san wasn't here either? Looking over, I see Kosue sitting with her head on her desk, arms covering her face. No, she wasn't. After your brutal takedown, she probably stayed home out of embarrassment. Yeah, I did go overboard, didn't I? I'm really sorry about that. I guess I just snapped. Mori is better than Sayonica? I call blasphemy on that. If this character ends up being, like, super awesome, then maybe she'll win me over. But it would take a lot for me to say that she's better than Sayonica. At least better than meta-series Sayonica. Other interpretations of Sayonica, I mean, you know, say what you will. But meta-series Sayonica, no, it's going to take a lot for me to say that... Yeah, there are a lot of new people here. They're here from, I believe, the World of Dreams Discord server, and they're here to watch the playthrough. Yeah, I did go overboard, didn't I? Sorry about that. I guess I just snapped. I don't blame you. No one here was willing to stand up to you. Even me, I'm ashamed to say. She's one of the few people in class who's nice to me, and I haven't appreciated it. Mori, Monica, and Sayori. Ah, okay. That's clever. I can dig that. I feel his guilt again. I've been so distant with the way I've acted until now. I'm not surprised. I don't exactly suit a friendly attitude to the class, do I? If I'm honest, no. That's why I was shocked but not really surprised when you snapped on Monday. Well, I promise I'll behave better, and honestly, I'm glad you're in this class with me. Oh? Yeah, you're one of the only people who treats me kindly, even if I don't deserve it. And I don't. Stop being so hard on yourself. It's my job as a class rep, but I guess I am a naturally helpful person. Well, I haven't said it, but I am grateful, really. And yes, I would like the notes from yesterday if you're okay with it. Of course. There's that big Sayonica smile. She returns to her desk, 3 ahead of Meiji's, and comes back with a stack of photocopied papers. Here you are. Thank you. Anytime. She returns to her desk and is immediately surrounded by a small group of girls I assume are her friends. I begin looking over Mori's notes. After a while, Meiji speaks up. Judging from his tone, he feels extremely down. Maybe I should let you take permanent control. You seem to have a better knack at my life than I do. What? Why the hell would you want that? Because you're the one making friends left and right. You know what? This is pretty realistic, actually. You know, Meiji being a teenager, yeah, this is a pretty realistic reaction. It does seem to be coming kind of out of left field. I mean, Meji, it's sort of been shown that Meji's not really that much of an outspoken person. Then again, maybe he is going to be more outspoken because, well, he's in his body, and, like, what else can he do but just sort of, like, recede into nothingness. But, yeah. But, yeah, I'd say this is a pretty realistic reaction. Like, you know, I think if he was a fully grown adult and he was reacting this way, I'd say, dude, lighten the hell up. Just enjoy the fact that somebody's helping you improve your life. But, you know, as a teenager, yeah, I mean, this is pretty realistic. Oh. I still have little idea how this is affecting Meji. He must be super stressed. I've been too preoccupied to think about it, though. Damn. I feel awful now. I stand and begin moving to the exit. Meji, No, don't you dare feel sorry for me. You've been working so hard on my behalf, and I don't deserve it. I don't deserve this life. I should just smack. I smack myself for once, trying to snap him out of it. Fortunately, no one sees. Well, I think that maybe the player is reacting a little too strongly right now. But I do think that the way that Meji is behaving is pretty realistic for teenagers. But yeah, like, the player is supposed to be, what, like, early 20s or something like that? I think that, more sensibly, the player would be like, hey man, look, I know you're in a bad way right now, but maybe we should talk about this a little bit later. Like, you know, maybe we can communicate about this during lunch or something. Because right now, I mean, you know, we're at school. We don't want to, you know, cause a scene or anything. Ow, stop doing that. Then I don't want to hear anything like that out of you again. Well, now you're being kind of a bully. Like, I know that the player is trying to help, but that's actually a really bad way to try to help somebody. Like, you know, inflicting any kind of pain or suffering on somebody to get them to stop thinking a certain way is not good. That's not a good way to do it. You don't think I want you to get better? I'm trying to lead by example here. Yeah, this is coming off like a domestic violence relationship, and the player is the abuser. So yeah, this is not very good for the player to do. Believe it or not, I'm a lot like you. You are? Yeah, I'm somewhat of a loner, but that's okay. You're trying, right? Yeah, I am. Then that's what counts. No one can ask anything else of you. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I guess I haven't been feeling a lot like myself lately. And Meji's turnaround was actually pretty quick. I feel like teenagers in this scenario, they'd be pretty stubborn about insisting that they feel depressed for a little while. I can't blame you, honestly. It's not like I've even tried to give you control back yet. But today we're going to tell everyone after we share poems. Alright. I head back in and class begins moments later. Lunchtime again. I put the books away, stand and stretch. I need a walk. Where do you think the clubroom is? No idea. Then let's just look around. Why not ask Sayori? Because she'd want to show us around, and this might be one of the few times we can get to Monica alone. Damn, forgot about the antagonist. She's not the antagonist. But Mythbusters proved that a slap on the face can bring you to attention the fastest. That's kind of irrelevant. If anything, that proves my point even further. But we do need to be careful around her. I don't know what she knows or if she realizes how the game ends. Alright, let's ask a teacher. I find a teacher and he directs me down another part of the building. The direction he gives us leads us up a set of stairs to the 3rd floor. As we head there, I notice the number of the students decreasing. Where'd all the students go? I think this part of the school is for the more gifted middle schoolers. So, are they just off on break or something? Probably, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. We reach a room above the doors labeled 3D. Weird, wasn't that another classroom's name on the floor below? I do not gently open that door. What the hell? No one's in the room. But if this is an active classroom, wouldn't there be students in here for lunch? Or perhaps they're all out already? This music is pretty intense. Does anyone even use this room? I take a good look at the dark room. The windows look over the roof. Wow, that's a great view of the city. Man. I love the tension of this music. Well, this is very nicely made. It really sets a theme. And is that the ocean? I didn't realize I was in a coastal town. I look at the desks and see only a handful of skull bags being hung on desks near the front. Not many use this classroom, if any. Huh. I reach over and turn on the lights. 9th grade classrooms sure do look the same as 12th grade classrooms. Yeah, this school is a junior and high school mix. Makes sense. Any idea why no one's in this one? Well, I actually have no idea. It's probably a small class. Yeah, probably. Well, if the teachers are complaining about Natsuki's manga, it has to be used, right? I head over to the closet. Man, this is eerie. Like, if it wasn't for the music, then this scene would actually seem just kind of like kind of matter of fact, but they're really setting a tone here. Yeah, Nisio, exactly. A really ominous tone. Like, I'm wondering where this is going to go. Yep, there's her manga on the top shelf in Yuri's tea set. Yuri was right. That is similar to ours. Well, I'm not going to mess with it. I secretly move the manga to a lower shelf where I see room. I head over to the teacher's desk. The computer is off. I don't see anything else here, so there's no reason to stay. Besides, if this is being used as a classroom, I should let the students use it. I switch off the lights. You know, the music really set an ominous tone, but I'm wondering what that ominous tone was about. It just seemed like they were checking out the literature club and saying, wow, it doesn't look like many people use this room. The way the music was playing, it sort of implied there was some kind of presence. Yeah, Nisio, what the hell was that unnecessarily ominous? That was unnecessarily ominous for just being in a classroom. Yeah, Nisio, I kind of have to agree. I mean, I liked the music. It just seemed a little bit out of place since they were just checking out the literature club. Like, I think, you know, like, if there was something a little bit off or a little bit creepy about the room, then the music would have been a better fit. But here it just seems like, yeah, I guess this room doesn't really get used much. I guess maybe that's why the school doesn't mind it being used for a literature club. I head back out into the hallway and shut the door to the classroom. Looking out the window, I see that the back of the school is a courtyard. I look down and spot someone sitting on a bench reading a book. She has long black hair. Is that Yuri? Looks like it. Maybe she finished her lunch early. Uh-oh. She's in trouble. Okay, so Yuri's getting picked on. Are you kidding? Yuri too? Maiden of Mystery protection skills activated. I rush down to the courtyard. Screw no running in the halls. Yuri needs help. Meiji doesn't try to stop me this time, only gives me directions to the back school entrance. I run over and see the group surrounding Yuri. She looks terrified. All around her are a group of students. You slut. Slut? You're the silent kinky type, aren't you, baby? Come over and I'll show you a good time. I resist the urge to pummel them all into the earth. I made a promise after all. Seriously, what's with those udders? Bet you they could produce enough milk to feed the entire school. You know, again, I mean, I've learned, well, I can't speak much about Japan, but I do know that in North Korea, apparently having big breasts is considered unattractive, which, you know, that's totally backwards from most of the rest of the world. But yeah, like, if you have small breasts in North Korea, they're considered, you know, cute. And if you have big breasts, then it's considered, like, really dirty. So, I don't know if it's the same in Japan. Actually, because I actually don't think it's the same in Japan, but maybe it is. But yeah, I do know that's the case in North Korea. So if it's the same in Japan, then yeah, this would be actually pretty typical. But, okay, let's see what happens. How are they getting away with this? And what's with this book? The student grabs it from Yuri. Ah, please give that back. What a creepy-looking book. Figures you'd read this garbage. I think Japan, bigger breasts are considered more attractive. Well, if that's the case, then... I mean... unless... So, well, I mean, I'm curious to know why these 3 students are picking on Yuri. Like, you know, I get that Yuri's shy, and so she could be considered an easy target, but like, what is the motivation for these bullies? And do these bullies, do they bully her regularly, or why are we talking? Do they bully her regularly, or is this like, you know, 3 kids just saw a girl walking by herself and decided to fuck around with her? That comes later? Okay. Before anyone can respond, I calmly walk up and snatch the book from the person who stole it. I smile politely. No smartassery, no smartassery. Hello there. And here's another loser. Meiji? Hey, I came to get you. Monica wanted to talk to you. Huh? What about? She didn't say. Come on. She's waiting in the club room. I hold up my hand to help her up. Thanks. Hey, what's the big idea of butting in, you nerd? One of the girls grabs my shirt and pulls me back. Who said you could interrupt our fun? Oh shit, that's Kawahashi Ye. She's worse than Tani-san was. I turned to her. Ah, my most sincere apologies, but this is really important and can't wait. You don't get to interrupt us. I'd leave him alone if I were you. Rosie, what's she doing here? Your guess is as good as mine. Seriously, he's not someone you should be messing with. Since when did you start defending this lowlife? Since Nunya business. She had a pretty quick change of heart, didn't she? Yeah, like I need to listen to you. Then listen to me. Monica now? Wow, I've never seen her this angry before. Yeah, it seems a little bit out of place that Monica would be this furious over Yuri getting picked on. Yuri's in my club. You don't get to lay a hand on her without me doing something about it. Yeah, Monica is uncharacteristically angry right now. Oh shit, I didn't think she could get that angry. Yeah, this is different. Yeah, remind me never to piss her off. Yuri's hiding behind me now. It looks like the 3 girls are about to fight. Well, time to do something I've got no experience in. Diffusing a tense situation. Okay, everyone, enough of this. There's no more need to escalate the situation any further. Let's just go our separate ways for today and cool our heads. Not a chance in hell. Then it looks like it's my turn to be the more mature one here. I put a hand on Monica and Kose's shoulder. Ladies, let's just go, alright? Lunch is almost over. Yeah, run, bitches. Comfort the cutting freak. When we get back in, Yuri collapses. Deep breaths, Yuri, deep breaths. Honestly, I can't believe I used to call those bitches my friends. Yeah, she had a very, very quick change of heart, it would seem. I really am sorry. I'll understand if you don't forgive me for what I said to you all those times. Wow, she really has changed. Yeah, she changed probably a little too quickly, I would say. Agreed, and for the better. We could become friends with her someday. Maybe. Yuri starts to cry. I hand her Meji's handkerchief. Thank you, Meji. Monica, Tani-san, you're one of my precious club members. There's nothing I wouldn't do if it meant keeping you safe. That includes you too, Meji. You joined Asano-san's club just recently, yeah. I didn't think a nerd like you liked literature. I mean, I'm sorry, force of habit. It's fine, you're still learning. Thanks for stepping in. I'm not sure I'd have gotten away from that without getting pretty hurt. Stay out of trouble. I'll let the teacher know you're going to be late. She runs down the hall. Who was that? A classmate who I finally stood up to recently. I turned to Yuri. Hey, can you stand? Do you need to rest in the nurse's office for a bit? No, I'll be fine. But why did you get involved? You could have gotten hurt for the same reason Monica did. I might not know you much, but you're a fellow club member. I won't let anyone hurt you in any way, to the best of my ability. Same applies to you, Monica. Damn, that's one beautiful smile. Well, let's get you both back to your classrooms before lunch ends. What about you? If I'm late, no one will bat an eye. Come on. The 2 of us take Yuri to her classroom. She is a little shaky, but she holds up well. When we reach the classroom, Yuri turns and bows to us in a formal manner. Thank you, you too. Of course, Yuri. See you at the club. After we leave, I turn to Monica. Monica, I can walk you back to your classroom too. I hope she's far enough away that we can talk to her a bit. You're just as sweet as I thought you'd be. Yep, she's self-aware. Guess so. But how much does she know? But my classroom is close by. Please be more careful next time. I will. Thank you. Monica heads to her class. I go back to Meji's class. Phew, just seconds away from the bell ringing. I head over to my desk and see something unusual. Koze is sitting in the seat behind me now. Wonder how she pulled that off. I sit down and begin getting school books out. Just then I feel someone poking at my back. I turn around. How's your club member doing? Better? Good. That's all I get out of her for the entire school day. Yeah, she had a change of heart a little bit too quickly. I'm raising an eyebrow here. I'm sensing a possible betrayal, because people usually don't have change of hearts that quickly unless there's some foul play involved. The day goes by. During class on Monday, I had looked over the syllabus and noticed that in the middle of each week there's an art class. Meiji told me that they would switch classrooms for this one class. Okay, class, today's art class is going to be a little bit different. Wait, it is? We're going to be joining class 3F since Yamada-sensei is out sick today. Meiji is brought out of whatever daydream he was having, and I feel him paying attention. That's the 3A art teacher, isn't she? Yeah. Sensei, won't we take up too much space if we go to their classroom? That's been taken care of. You're actually going to be using the art room in the old building today. Old building? This building is the newer one. Sakura Academy has an old building. Some of our clubs use them. Huh, an older building, eh? That's pretty interesting. I wonder why Monica wasn't able to get space in that building for the club. Everyone grab your bags and head to the old building. You'll be meeting in room 2E. The students, myself included, grab our bags and head out. I follow the other students down the hall and down the stairs, heading out into the cool autumn afternoon. Soon we're approaching an older-style Japanese school building. I wonder how old it really is. Shizu-san. Mori comes up to me. Hi, Sayonica. Hello, Fujiwara-san. I heard about what happened earlier at lunch. Are you doing okay? Ah, yes, I'm okay. What happened exactly? I quickly tell my side of the story. I see. Is your friend doing alright? Bit shaken up, I think. I can't believe she's being bullied. I've seen her around and talked to her a few times. She's a real sweetheart. She doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. Yurio, definitely. I doubt whether there's a hateful bone in her body. At least in Act 1. The class heads up the stairs. You've really changed in the past week. First you stand up to Tani, now Kawashi. I'm glad to see them being knocked off their high horses, although I really doubt Kawashi is going to do any reflecting like Tani. Mori looks back at Koze. I do the same. She's walking alone. I don't think she wants to talk to anyone right now. You see, that's what reformed bullies typically do for like the first several days after they stop bullying people, is they just don't talk to anybody. They don't usually do such a quick 180 where they're like, hey, they're my friends now. I'm gonna defend them. It's like, and the other bullies are like, what are you talking about? It's like, get the fuck out of here. You're not my friend anymore. Hey, is your friend okay? Okay, good. No, they usually go quiet for several days, and then after those several days of like reflection, then they come back and they're ready to start slowly building new relationships with the people that they hurt before. As we all file into the art room, I hear someone calling out in my direction. We meet again, good sir. Ah, this girl. Kotonoha walks up to me. I'm glad to see you. You're unharmed from your encounter earlier. That Kawahashi is quite a bitch. Man, news travels fast, and that's an understatement. You know, if everybody thinks that this girl's a bitch, then how come the entire class doesn't just stand up to her at once? It doesn't matter if she is, like, you know, it doesn't matter how strong she is. She can't take, like, 20 people. Of course news travels fast here. It's high school. Oh, duh, right. Kotonoa, you know, Shizu-san here? Oh? Mori, I didn't know you were in the class, same class as Meiji here. Huh, they must be good friends to be using each other's first names. Guess so. Huh, I guess I am. How well do you know him? I've seen him out of class recently. She has... Well, I mean, okay, compared to her body, her hand doesn't look that huge, but her hand just looks abnormally large at this angle. Actually, you know, it looks like about the size of a normal human hand, but in anime, the hand seems a little bit on the big side. We pass on the street a couple of times a week. She looks over at me, a look in her eyes that seems to suggest I play along. Well, we didn't talk all that much, but I admit we did find out we went to the same school. Indeed. And look at how small her hand looks here. So she has like one really big hand and one kind of small hand. Well, that's quite a coincidence. Quite a coincidence indeed. By the way, Meiji, how's your friend doing? I heard Kawahashi roughed her up a little bit. Not too much. Fortunately, I was able to get in there in time. Same with Monica. Asano, why was she there? She's the president of the club that Yuri and I attend. You joined a club? Since when did this happen? I joined recently. Sayori convinced me to join. Ah, good old Sayo. She could sell sand at the beach. The three of us laugh at this. I'm beginning to like these two girls. They're pretty unique and friendly. Alright, class, find a canvas. Today we're going to be practicing perspectives again. Well, the whole they're so unique and friendly thing, that's usually... the first thing that I thought of was those South Park episodes where Cartman kept saying, women are smart and funny. And then I also thought of how it's a pretty cliche thing for horny teenage guys or horny young guys to be like, oh, you're so smart and pretty and interesting and funny and unique, as a way to try to, like, you know, woo the girl into letting him get with her. I found a canvas. Mori and Koto Noha take the two that are both next to me. The teacher places a box in the center of the room. Let's begin with that. For those of you from 3A, I don't mind you talking to each other as long as you do it quietly. Begin! We begin drawing. As we're doing our own pieces, Koto Noha, I'm never going to get that name right, leans over a bit. What club are you a member of? The Literature Club. Oh, I didn't know we had that. We had one. That sounds quite intriguing. It's relatively new. How many members do you have? Including me, 5. This week we're writing and exchanging poems. Is your club doing anything for the festival next week? You know, I'm not sure. Monica hasn't said anything. If what I've heard about Asano-san is true, she'll probably plan something great. I have no doubt. This may be a good opportunity. I don't know much about Monica other than what the game has said about her. I wonder what the rumor mill says about her. If there's any way rumors can spread faster than the internet, it's a high school. Japanese or American, it doesn't matter. High schoolers are going to gossip. I haven't heard much about Monica. What do you two know about her? I actually don't remember her talking too much about herself last year. I repeat that to the two girls. Well, from what I heard, she has always been in the top 10 academically. I can believe that. I also heard that her father is pretty wealthy. Nothing like my family, but still pretty well off. Lots of guys in our school talk about her too. Mostly disgusting stuff about how they find her sexy and what they do with her. Another classic anime cliche where every male who's not one of the main characters is just a douchebag. I shake my head, sighing. Yeah, I bet. I heard a couple of things too. She and I shared the same class last year. Nothing that I feel comfortable repeating here. I shudder a bit as I remember the things said about Monica. They were mostly about her thighs. Wait, really? Yeah, they really seem to want to have Monica. I don't think I want to know. Probably a good call. I always wanted to meet Asano-san. I have a feeling there's a lot more to her than meets the eye. She's got that right. I should get to know Monica more soon myself. How so? I'm not sure how to describe it. I just feel like she's too perfect. Not that I think she's a bad person per se. From what I've heard about her from Sayori, she seems pretty genuine. I wouldn't mind meeting her too. Okay, the game said she was popular, but I didn't realize she was a school idol. Well, kind of implied, isn't it? Maybe not idol, but she's pretty well known. She sounds like the kind of person who'd get along well with everybody. Oh, definitely. Well, she didn't get along with the school bully earlier. I can see that. Pardon me, but could you three quiet down a bit? Other people are trying to draw. Oh, my bad, Sensei. My bad, Sensei. Wow, what a way to put it. Sorry, Sensei, my apologies. The three of us get back to work. The day goes by. My bad, Sensei. I like that. School. Day. Over. Club time. I turned to say goodbye to Kosei, but she's already gone, leaving, having rushed out the door the moment the bell rang. And you see, again, now she's being more typical of what reformed bullies would be doing the first several days after they stopped bullying people. What we saw earlier was not the typical behavior of a reformed bully within the first, like, week or so. Oh, well, I look over at Mori. She's talking to her friends, but looks over briefly at me and waves. I wave back. I grab my bag and head to the club. I enter the club room and see Monica at the computer typing something. Yuri is sitting at one of the desks and Natsuki's grabbing her manga from where I placed it before. Only Sayori's missing. Wonder where she is. Good afternoon, everyone. Monica turns and stands to greet me. Hi again, Meiji. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Damn, her smile's infectious. Oh boy. I smile back and bow. You know, what they were saying earlier is, what they were saying earlier about, oh, you know, they always talked about her thighs. Just, you know, whether you're talking about, well, it seems to me that in these mods, that if you want to gush over a girl, but you don't want to make yourself look like an asshole, then you talk about her smile and her eyes and her face, and instead of saying she's sexy or very, or, you know, hot. You just say, oh, she's beautiful, and she's like the sun, or something like that. I feel like it's saying the exact same thing. It's just that in one, you're pretending that your intentions are something else. My word is my bond, after all. Yeah, it's like one group of people is a wolf, and the other group of people is a wolf in sheep's clothing. My smile drops a bit. Hey, so how's Yuri doing? She's still a bit shaken up, but I think her tea helped her calm down. Oh, good, I'm glad. Mind if I go check on her? Of course not. Go right ahead. I head over to Yuri cautiously. She looks pretty relaxed right now. Must be some damn good tea. Yuri? Whoops, I may have startled her a bit. My bad, I didn't mean to startle you. Oh, hello, Meji. No, you didn't startle me. Okay, good. I'd actually like to thank you for keeping your promise. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Wait, but didn't I say something about literature interests yesterday? Is this the script taking control? My thoughts are interrupted by Natsuki barging in on the conversation. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. I'm such a clubless bitch. I seriously resist the urge to smile at the unbidden reference. Oh, it was a reference to something else. Okay. True, but I woke up a few days ago and had what you'd call an epiphany. From behind me, I hear a startled but quiet gasp from Monika. Fortunately, neither Yuri or Natsuki seem to hear it. No more Mr. Subtlety. Like you've been subtle at all. Yeah. I realize I didn't have much time left before graduation, and I wanted to spend some time enjoying myself and expanding my horizons a bit. Well, good, because if you just planned on coming here to hang out or whatever, I would have been pissed. You need to take us seriously, or you won't see the end of it. I'll keep that in mind. I'm surprised at you, Natsuki. You've got a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga in the club room. Whoa, are you just saying manga there, Madam President? Oh, and what's your opinion, Meji? I chuckle. I happen to believe all forms of literature have something to offer, whether it be books that are hundreds of years old or manga that was published last week. This answer seems to please both Yuri and Natsuki. Natsuki especially seems pleased by my answer. You're not half bad, newbie. Natsuki triumphantly returns to her desk. Monika returns to the teacher's desk, chuckling. The door then quickly slides open. Has anyone seen... there you are, Meji. Sayori enters the room panting pretty heavily like she's been running. I was going to show you where the club room is, but I guess you already figured out since where we were already. Well, again, they have phones. She could have texted him. I asked the teacher at lunch and checked out the club room for a few minutes. Oh, okay, so what were you guys talking about before I came in? I take half a minute to bring her up to speed. Don't worry, guys. Meji always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking, like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, for one, your room can get pretty messy. This may sound strange for me of all people to say, but a cluttered room is a sign of a cluttered mind. Living like that can only encourage a more cluttered lifestyle, so I keep clean it to help unclutter your mind and mine. As for cooking, well, need I remind you of the incident in capital letters? No. I was so scared when she somehow set water of all things on fire. Thinking back, I yelled at her a bit too much. I didn't think I had to. Honestly, Sayori, I was scared something would happen to you, and I still am. So until you're better at cooking on your own, no cooking for you without adult supervision. Also, the way I reacted back then was a bit much. I'm sorry, you two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. She's my bestest friend. I rub her hair playfully, but that doesn't mean I can't become friends with you all. In fact, I consider it an honor if we could become friends. You mean it? I do mean it, and not just you, but Monika and Moromoto-san as well, who I know have been eavesdropping. Oh, please, it's hard not to. Fair enough. I then turn to Monika, who has been listening the whole time. So, Madam President, yes? Is there anything you have planned today? Nothing aside from poem sharing, but we can do that later. Oh great, the tension is killing me. I sit in a desk close to Monika, then pull out the two books, the next volume of Parfait Girls and Portrait of Markov. I start with Portrait of Markov. The plot continues to develop with the chapter from the chapter I left off with. Fujiko made her way home and asked her new sister about what the third eye was. Masai looked a bit uncomfortable, and Fujiko was about to tell Masai to forget it, but Masai explained. Apparently, the third eye was a town myth about an experiment done on locals by the government during World War II. The abandoned facility where human experimentation on prisoners of war was located in the mountains near Yuna. The rumor went that the experiments were meant to bring out some sort of psychic power the researchers believed existed in humans called the third eye. But what that meant varied from person to person in the town. Some even claimed that after Japan surrendered, the researchers didn't shut down the facility and were still there, looking for what they believed was the perfect sacrifice. With that information, Fujiko, ever the curious but self-conscious teen, decided, especially over her developing body, that's a little perverse, decided to visit the town's library and do some research. The computer was down for repairs, but she was a very good researcher. She found a stack of books detailing the local legends and began taking notes and comparing. When the chapter ends with Fujiko going out with her new family for a welcome dinner, I find it hard to put down. Next, I pick up Parfait Girls. The plot only gets more interesting as I continue. The first club meeting of the new cooking club started the very first day. Okay, well, let's say it started the very next day. Minori had taken on the role of club president by this volume. The first scene was of her sitting in her room trying to plan out club activities for the cooking club. One of the panels showed her room as covered with pieces of crumpled up paper. Nisio says, gotta keep the horny people entertained. Fair enough. I mean, that's gonna make up, like, what, 60% of the DDLC fan base? She looked like she was about to cry when the idea struck her. She quickly wrote it down. She texted the other club members and announced that they would be doing a taste competition. She had two suggestions, either make the dishes at the club or make them at home and bring them the following day. When everyone agreed to make them at the club, she told them to bring any ingredients they might need in case the school didn't provide any. They all showed up with the ingredients for their own cupcakes. Heh, of course. What's so funny? Oh, the irony of this. I hold up the manga. Their first challenge is cupcake making, and they have to share it with each other. Reminds me of our poem sharing. Speaking of which, I think it's time to share poems. You did remember to write a poem, right? Damn right I did. I will admit this is an older one. I wanted to get your opinions on my older work before I tried something new. That's alright, I look forward to seeing it. Monica begins calling out to the other club members, but I hold up my hand. Allow me. Sorry, Markiplier. Okay, everyone, shut your traps. Ding dong bing bong, time to read your poems. Here Monica doth decree that it's time. I point to an imaginary watch on my wrist. Monica bursts out laughing. What the hell was that? Just alerting you all. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. I watch as Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Just like in the game, Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. Monica pulls out a very familiar composition notebook. I can already see Monica's handwriting from where I sit. It really is quite good. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well. Excuse me, folks. Reaching into their bags. Moment of truth. Here we go. Wish me luck. You'll be fine, dude. Thanks. I nervously approach Monica. Hey there, Monica. Hi, Meiji. Having a good time so far? I am, for the most part. It's nice to have a dedicated space to read without much interruption. For the most part. Yeah, the only thing I'm uncertain about. I'm leaning closer. Here we go. She does the same, looking curiously at me. I lower my voice so only she can hear. Is whether or not I can trust you yet. Monica moves back, looking at me intently. Her suspicions must be confirmed. So it really is you, then? Not Meiji? And here I thought I was being obvious. I slide my poem towards her. I'm not known for my subtlety. I'm the player. Also, Meiji is just as much here as I am. Wait, he is? We'll discuss it later. Are you free after the club meeting is over? I am. Good. Come by Meji's place later tonight, and we can talk. Just be careful. I don't want Sayori saying. Alright then. She takes my poem and begins reading it. Through his eyes. This sounds remarkably similar to the theme. No. It's not that I don't want to read it. This theme, it sounds remarkably similar to the theme that I made for Psionica. Those of you that watch the meta series, if you remember Psionica's theme that I made, this sounds very close to it. It could just be the fusion of instruments. Yeah. Yeah, I hear it now. It just stunned me. Like, when I first heard it, I was like, holy shit, this is Psionica. Yeah, Nisio, you're backing me up on this. It sounds a lot like Psionica. Like, here. I'll even prove it. Hold on. I'll go ahead and read through this first. Here we go. Through his eyes, I remember how she had been was both a blessing and a curse to him, and she had been the glass that swarmed around his fresh and liquid state. The sidewalks flooded with mobs of businessmen about their day, ignoring others, eyes all downcast, as they flowed over smooth gray stone. Among the empty-minded fold, the man did stroll, small pack in hand. A lifeless gray building would mark the terminus of his journey. He clambered into his small car, and soon he joined the slithering swarm of vibrant steel as they all crawled towards the quickly setting sun. The sun had gone behind the clouds the moment he escaped the metal prison which had held him for eternity, or so it seemed. And so he found himself aloft, a branch which looked over a glade. The putrid shell of smog and smoke cleansed by a petal rosy breeze. As he stared out among the green, imagine overlaid, the empty fields of golden hue, replaced with men of iron and steel. He fancied sounds of battle and imagined storms that filled the sky, the sounds of dying men which cloaked the whispers of the nearby brook. His hands alit beside his ears and eyes in an attempt to bind the vicious sights and sounds which invaded his evening dreams. The gesture was in vain, and he cried as out the branch he slipped and fell, impacting hard the saturated earth beside the tree. The nightmare ended. There he lay, his heavy breathing all he heard. As he sat up, a silence fell among the scattered trees and ferns. An image fell into his lap, a woman fair and slim and smiles, a woman worth a million words, never again to be expressed. As he stood and cleaned himself off, a silent tear escaped his eye and lit upon the grassy glade, a testament to lovers past. Okay, so this is Monica. So I'm guessing we're reading this poem from Monica's perspective now. This is long. Alright, so yeah. Yeah, it is long. Anyway, so here. Let me save real quick because, yeah, I wanna show what I'm talking about here. Also, I don't know, I guess I'm kind of plugging my own work here, but whatever. Okay, so here. I'm gonna turn down the music volume here for a second. Well, I mean, well, Morbius, I think I get the gist of it. Like, it's not too, like, it's not too on the nose. It's not too on the nose, but I think I get what the poem is supposed to mean. Anyway, here. Yeah, Avon. Anyway, so let's see. Music. Here we go. So yeah, this is Psionica's theme. This is Psionica's theme that I made for the meta series. Yeah, I made a Psionica theme, a Sayuri theme, and an MC theme. And that version we just heard, yeah, it's all of the originals meshed together. But yeah, it sounded a lot like Psionica's theme. Here, I'll play it. So this is the Psionica theme that I made for when she started making poems. See, it's got the snaps. It's got a ukulele. Although the ukulele's doing something a little different than it does in Sayori's theme. And it's got the piano theme. So it's got Monica and Sayori in there. I made this with Fruity Loops. And you'll also notice there's a little bit of a rhythmic change at the end there. That's because I wanted Psionica's theme to what's Fruity Loops? Fruity Loops is it's a pretty well-known musical program. I think these days it's actually called FL Studio. But yeah, it's just a music making program, like an audio editing program. Yeah, Nisio's backing me up on this one. So yeah, this is Psionica's theme that I made for the meta series. I also made a Sayuri theme and an MC theme. I gotta say, I'm especially proud of the MC theme. Like, the MC theme, I think, given MC's personality in the meta series, I think MC's theme is the one that I'm most proud of. I think also MC's was the one that required the most editing. And it required the most thought because, well, there's not really much of, like, you know, with all the other girls, like Sayonica, you just mix instruments from Monica and Sayori, and with Sayori, just mix Sayori and Yuri. No, it wasn't just guitar. It was other things. It was drums, guitar, bass guitar. And yeah, I think that was it. But yeah, here, I'll play a little bit of MC so you can hear it. This is MC's theme when he starts doing poems. So there's the bass. And yeah, there's the guitar. Doing the beginning of the theme there. Yeah, I'm really proud of this one. I just really like how smooth it sounds. And there's a slight variation on the background theme going on in the bass guitar there. It sounds manly. Yeah, that's what I was going for. I was like, you know, MC's a teenage kid who, you know, he tries to... I try to portray him as somebody who's trying to uphold the level of masculinity that he feels he should uphold, but because of his own laziness, he kind of fails at doing that sometimes. Has a little bit of a, you know, just chilling out in your garage, just jamming a little bit kind of feel to it. And then Sayuri, I guess I'll play Sayuri's because I played the other two. Here's Sayuri. So with Sayuri, you've got the ukulele there. And you've got an egg shaker. Then you got the vibes in the background. You got the glockenspiel up at the top. Then you got the flute playing the theme. I think Sayori's actually was the hardest to get the instrumentation right. Like, I wanted it to be a mixture of Sayori and Yuri, but I also wanted I wanted the theme to match Sayori's personality. And so this one... Ah, yeah, and you've got the high cellos, the really high cellos up there. I forgot I did that in the background. This one also took a little while, but I think this one came out good too. I have yet to make a Natsuri theme. I don't know if... And I haven't made a theme for Ken or Joel either. But I may at some point make those just because these are really fun to make, and it's always really satisfying when I finally get them done and to show you guys them. But anyway, yeah. Just wanted to share that with y'all. A little bit of themes that I made for the meta series. Anyway, back to World of Dreams. This is long. Sorry about that. That's okay. More for me to enjoy. Good. Oh my god. Just thinking about the joke Avon made. This is long. It's okay. More for me to enjoy. Oh my god. I take a look at Monica's poem. Breaking the wall. The one that was looking in. Could he be there? I hit the wall hoping to see what lies beyond, but what if instead of them receiving me, I receive them in my own home, in my own room? Will they hate me? Will they even so much as befriend a sideline girl like me? No, I will not falter, I will not hesitate, I will achieve happiness. If they are no longer looking in, but are here now, I will find them, I will catch up to them, and I will say, hello, I'm here, please see me. Well, what the? This poem, it isn't the poem I remember. Caesar, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. How could I be? Damn it. I almost dropped the poem in shock. I think I know how much she knows now. She's pre-Act 3, Monica. This isn't going to be easy. I read and reread her poem multiple times and then close the book and clasp my hands, looking as calm as I can. Monika's rereading my poem, mouthing the words. It's like she's savoring them. When she's finished, she puts the poem down. That was a sad story. She wipes her eyes. I'm sorry, I just wasn't expecting this kind of poem from you, and it's not an insult. I mean, I wasn't expecting a story-based poem. I understand. I wanted a poem that appeals in some small way to everyone, including you. Ah, yes, this is definitely something I really like. Can I keep this? Hard to believe someone so beautiful and cute causes so much pain. More simping for Monika. After I'm done showing it to the others, yes, right, of course. What do you think of mine? I really enjoyed it, and don't go telling me about freeform style because I've heard it before. Wow, she was never this nervous in the game. But in all honesty, it's so sad when you know exactly what it means. I lean in closer again. Monika, you have no idea how much I want to trust you, but I'm still wary of you. Tonight, please tell me what I did and how to get your forgiveness and trust. She grabs my arm and grips it tightly. This is... Wow, this is getting a little bit more intimate than what we see in the original game. I smile sadly. You know as well as I do that a simple "I'm sorry" won't be enough. I mean, she hasn't done anything yet. So, what does she have to apologize for? In this version of the game, she hasn't done anything. Actions speak louder than words, but hopefully tonight I can help dispel some of your fears and worries, alright? I've never looked forward to something so much in my life. I don't doubt it. Now, could you let go of my arm? You're going to make me lose circulation there. Ha, sorry about that. No problem. See you later, Monika. Later, Meji. Doki doki. Monika wraps her poem and heads off. So where are we next? You know, we're approaching the next hour mark here, so I'm thinking here we're going to call it. Because my voice is starting to get really tired, and we're almost at the hour mark. But okay, we made a lot of progress there. There was a lot of thickening of the plot there. I'm really curious why the player is holding... I mean, I understand the player not trusting Monika, but I don't understand why the player says that Monika needs to apologize for anything right now, because she hasn't... In this version, she hasn't done anything yet. But we'll see. Maybe she has done something that the player's aware of that I'm not. Mononucleosis 59. Thank you for the ice cream. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, this was really fun. We will be doing more of this mod next week, so thank you guys for watching again. Okay, Manu's theory. This isn't the first DDLC run Monika witnessed. Alright, that may be it. Likes and dislikes so far about World of Dreams. Well, I like the originality of the idea. I like the original sprites. I like the original music. There isn't really anything that I would go so far as to say I dislike about the mod itself. The only thing, and I mean, this is true with every mod. This is true with even the best mods that I've played. It's just that, like, there's always something to spot as far as, like, you know, not even really plot holes, but just, for lack of a better term, logical fallacies amongst the characters. Things that just seem like there's a much easier, much more convenient way to handle certain situations. But as I said, that's true for literally every mod. Even, frankly, even the meta series. Like, I know that there are moments where it seems like the characters are not making the most rational of choices, even in the meta series. But when I do make the meta series episodes, and just like everybody else, I try to make it as believable as possible as far as what the characters are doing. And I can tell that that's what the people who made this mod are doing here. I don't know if Morbius was the only one who wrote the script or if he had help from anybody else. But regardless, the author or authors of this mod, I can tell that's what they're doing here too. It's just that inevitably people are going to have their own perspectives on how certain situations could be handled. So yeah, there's nothing that I would say I really dislike about the mod. It's just, as I said, the things that I'm pointing out, they're just my perspective on how things could be handled perhaps a little bit easier. And you can take them and leave them for what you feel they're worth. Oh, you wrote most of it? Alright, well. Yeah, it's a good mod, man. It's definitely one of the better ones that I've played, especially considering the original music and the original sprites. It's just, you know, as I said, no matter how good a mod is, like even in my favorite mods, there's always something that I'm gonna spot and be like, yeah, you know what, maybe they could have done that differently. But it is what it is. So it's 11 o'clock. I'm out of here, folks. Since we had a good number of you on DLive today, let me go ahead and go to DLive real quick, and let's see if we can open the chest. I believe we can. There we go. I will distribute the rewards. Y'all have about 20 seconds to click the chest to get your lemon rewards on DLive. After that, I will announce the winners, and then I will be out of here, folks. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. It has been fun. We'll be back with this next weekend. Tomorrow, we're going to be back to power leveling on EverQuest. The next goal is to get our guys to level 86 so they can actually start flying. So, those of you that are staying for the EverQuest streams, look forward to that. Congratulations to Ono It's Avon getting 7.1 lemons, Septalmanu getting 4.5 lemons. Alright, and with the chest open, I'm out of here, folks. And until next time, I'm Caesar Madrazo, and I'm out.